Hello, everyone. So let's talk off the podium is back. I know we haven't been doing this, but it's a special project, a special organization. So I'm bringing it back. And I want to introduce two people who are going through different time zones to be here. Anna Demerjian is on the east coast of the US. I'm on the west coast, as you know. And Artyom is joining all the way from my birth town, my hometown, Yerevan, Armenia. Welcome.
Thank you for
Welcome,
having us.
welcome.
So I've known Artyom since probably around 2014. I think that's when you moved to the US, or 2013.
Yeah, I
Vartan
moved a little.
Ovsepian.
Yeah, I moved a little earlier, but yeah, I moved 2011. So yeah, we know each other maybe like 12, 13.
Yeah. And that was through another amazing artist, Vartan Ovsepian, who is really a world-class musician, a composer, a pianist. And we met through that project. Artyom is a wonderful cellist, a composer, and is taking on a new project. Artyom, a little bit about you and about what you do, and why are you splitting times between Yerevan and LA?
Hello, everybody. Uh, Tough questions. I think I'm not splitting time. I'm just kind of came back home, which is very important for all of us. Sometimes, once in doubt, to come back home. That's the thing. So after the COVID, I thought that it's much more kind of important now to be home, to be with my parents and to be with my musician friends in Armenia. And I'm here since September, on and off, going back to LA for a couple of projects that I already have, but most of the time I'm in Armenia, having my quartet here, doing pretty good, having a new trio with Vahak and Arakelyan, the great piano player for Armenian, teacher of Tigran and kind of our pride. Also start to do my rap project, which is out of nowhere came out, but I'm very, very serious about that. People sometimes think I'm joking, but I'm not. So spending a lot of time for that too. And I know, doing a lot of master classes, playing in year one. It's always good to be home, and I feel like it's time to be home now. That's it. That's the
That's
whole story.
that's amazing, and I know I saw at least one video of you in this new genre that I wasn't expecting, but that was amazing. That was great to see, and as we could see, you're multi-talented with all these different genres. Anna Demerjian is also with us, and she is really the person who connected for all of us to be here today, and she
Yes.
is part of an organization that is very important for all of us Armenians. And I hope that those who are not Armenians listening to this podcast know how important it is for me. And that's why I decided to do this podcast again after such a long break. And a little bit about the project you're involved with, the organization you're involved with, and the importance of that during this time.
Sure. So first of all, thank you for having us. I really appreciate. I'm representing Atkin Armenian Foundation, and I'm working with Van Armenian, who is the son of Atkin Armenian. Atkin Armenian is no longer with us, but he was kind of like an original diasporan many years ago who moved to Armenia. Artyom, you're talking about going back home. He definitely kind of started a trend, and he went to Armenia, and basically that was his home from Canada. He was a Canadian Armenian. He worked with AUA, and he was a registrar for a long time and was involved in a lot of development projects. And after he passed away, his son, Van Armenian, founded this foundation. And, they have been doing amazing work between musical projects and agro development and economic development all around the region. One of the main things they do is music development in remote areas of all of Armenia, like in Davush region, and it's really amazing what they've been doing, finding talent and sponsoring them with scholarships for the conservatory, having choirs, and just developing music and culture everywhere. So last year, Van and I connected over another project that I was doing with Artsakh, and he mentioned Zartonk Academy, which is what they did in 2019 in Vanadzor. Basically, they gathered some wonderful master teachers, musical teachers, including Nare Ahramanyan, who was a pianist that you might know, and she was the artistic director. So in 2019, they ventured into Vanadzor, gathered top talent, some good Armenian kids, and had a 2-week sort of academy that was a resounding success. and kept in touch with these kids, and it was a beautiful thing. So, and then of course COVID happened, and a lot of things happened in Armenia, including the war in 2020. But when Juan and I connected, he said, you know, let's do Zartonk. I said, you know what, I'll do it if we go to Artsakh. And he said, I'll do it if you come and help me. So it was a beautiful collaboration, and we began working last year. And I can't tell you, everybody we talked to wants to be a part of this. So Zartonk Academy is a resilience through music program. We're going to Artsakh to build resilience. We're going to Artsakh to inspire, to empower the youth. But we're bringing an amazing group of people, including Artyom, Hasbik Bapian, who will be our artistic director. You know, we have people like Artem Khachatur, Sevak Avanesian. I'm just naming a few names. We also have a creative writer, Hasmik Simonian, who's a young woman who kind of gives voice to women. So we're bringing different elements to this. It's a creative hub, and we're so excited. It will be in July, last 2 weeks of July. We're going to Artsakh, and we want to encourage people to join us. That's kind of basic information about the project.
Well, that's amazing. But one thing that I did see on the website is that, you know, there's so many artists from different genres. And also I saw, you know, as you said, writing and creative writing of folk music and graphic arts. You know, there's just so many different artists, and hopefully these kids will be inspired by each other and create these new projects or new, you know, groups maybe together and kind of collaborate through these different things. Hopefully there's that time for the fusion of these different things. I work a lot with youth orchestras as well, and it's great to see them come together and come up with creative ways to do other projects outside of youth orchestra. I have a kid, I always say, my youth orchestra bassist, super talented bassist, and he's so interested in all these different genres, and he formed a little trio. He was a bass, he inspired this violinist to really pick up and do some jazz, and so they improvise together all the time, and they've even added a drummer. So it's really cool to inspire kids to be, you know, interested in different genres, collaborate together, and you never know what will come out of it. So I was happy to see that there's just so many different genres on that Zartonk Academy. So
yes, if I may add, thank you for actually bringing that up. We're kind of going to build bridges, and we're building bridges through music. You know, we're taking also kids from Yerevan or different parts of Armenia to come with us, some top talent from there, to work with talents in Artsakh. We want to build relationships. We want to build that bridge. We're building a bridge between diaspora and Armenia, diaspora and Artsakh and Armenia, but it's all happening through music, which has that healing power. Everybody speaks that language, sort of. We all come around it. And yes, we have jazz, we have folk, we have classical, we have creative writing, and fusion is very important. We want all these people to come together and work together and create something completely unique. But you know, this will be a 2-week project, but we know it's not going to be just a 2-week thing. It's a gift that's going to keep giving. We want these people to build that bridge, have a strong foundation, and keep in touch together and work together for a long time.
Yeah.
We want this to be a sustainable, giving thing that's going to continue.
Yeah.
So yes, that's very important. And somebody like Artyom, who can do that kind of stuff, and between rap and jazz and classical, you know, he can bring that together, and other masters can do it as well. So it's a beautiful thing. It's just become such a unique project. So
yeah, and I was going to say Artyom has lots of experience from where I remember with new music. So he's worked with a lot of new composers, especially earlier in his career, and jazz and rap. Artyom, how do you approach kids? And I know it's probably tough to explain via, you know, video call, but how do you kind of encourage kids and get them started on improvising? Where does that process start? How do you, maybe some examples of how you get them interested in maybe improvise, even if they've never done it before?
Okay, so first of all, you know, I'm not like a professional teacher. I never go that towards, you know, that kind of scene, you know. I give a lot of master classes. That's I kind of more prefer, and I do it a lot online to US. Yesterday I was just doing a Chicago summit, and I'm very happy to go to the Zartonk Academy because first of all, I love Artsakh and to be there, and Second of all, I think everybody who speak about Armenia and how great it should be, they need to go to Artsakh first and spend more time, spend more power there, you know, and not just blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So, but speaking about the improvisation, the kids, first, my first rule when I have a classes or some kind of master classes, I'm trying to get people, the kids, especially young people, to feel very free, you know. What we have from the Soviet conservatory, which I love, and I think that's the best, highest education happening in the classical music for me, I don't know, but that freedom, that creative kind of open-minded things, they were all blocked, you know. That's how I feel in the conservatory years. Even though when I was starting to playing cello, like something like jazz, and people were like, what are you doing? You will end up your life in cafes and like not playing, not having money enough. And that's what I was hearing for 5 years from the teachers, from the friends, you know. So that's the first thing, that if I'll be a grand teacher one day, the first thing I would love to really kind of take out is to put people in the kind of conservative, I mean, the name of conservatory is already as a conservative thing, you know. So you know, I always tell kids to feel free and to do whatever they want to do and to listen, because a lot of kids always have something inside. They know that they want to do something, you know, but the teachers doesn't give them right path, or it's blocked somewhere, you know. So that's why you need to let them really feel free to go inside and to understand what they really want to do with their instrument. Because for me, music is a creating, you know. If you don't create, you just sit and play whatever the good guys written like 700 years ago. It's not fun, you know. I think by now everybody need to create. I don't say to play jazz or something, you know, that just to improvise, to create, to listen what's going on in yourself and just present it to the world. That's what I'm looking for, to be in Artsakh and to find in kids, you know, to bring their own voices, their own sounds, you know, that they have for sure, because there's a lot of talented people from Artsakh.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
So my two weeks of my goal will be just to let people, you know, live through music and to speak through music and to just play the craziest ideas that maybe their friends or their teachers will be like, you know, you can't do that in conservatory or during the music lesson. Yeah. So that will be the first step, and I will try to make it next one and next one and next one.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, since during your years at the conservatory, it was so much more conservative, and they didn't let you try all these things. But the crazy thing is, from what I remember, I think it was a year ago or so, I saw a post that you were teaching at the conservatory or doing a master class. So it's kind of interesting how things come back, and now you're there actually teaching something.
I actually have twice in the last 2 years, and I'm very happy. That's kind of my happiest moments, when I go back to conservatory, but with my, you know, pedals, effects, electric cello, and all my stuff, and just cellists. People come, and my teacher Arakelyan came to one of the classes, and he was very like, this is Artyom, man, you need to know him, and blah. But I was like, yeah, time change a lot of things sometimes.
Yeah. No, it's great. I'm so happy that the kids in Artsakh will have a chance to work with you, and also Sevak, who's another world-class musician just like yourself, doing really different things in some ways, but at the same time, it's going to be great for the kids to be.
I'm actually speaking about fusion. I'm thinking to do something with Sevak there too, you know. I think that will be a crazy idea, to just play something. Somebody will play classical, somebody will play something around, you know. So we never did it here, so maybe the premiere will be in Artsakh. Even better, I think.
That'll be amazing, and so much will happen with this through the Zartonk Academy, is that it'll inspire the kids to take on these things and not say, oh, I'm just doing jazz, so I'm not going to collaborate with the classical. I'm just doing. These kids will be inspired to come together and work. So that's the most awesome part of it. Anna, I wanted to ask, who can participate? What are the age groups? Maybe a little bit about that. I know it's, you know, it hasn't been going on for, you know, a couple of decades, so it's fairly new still, but a little bit about who can participate.
Sure. So it's open for youth of Artsakh and Armenia, both. We just put out the application process. They can apply online at Artsakh Foundation.org. The application is in Armenian. And the ages, see, here's the cool thing is the ages is 14 and up, but we also have 7 to kind of 13 area where kids that are younger, we want them to come and also participate. We call it our junior academy. We want them to come and see what can come for them. So we will have a director for a youth academy. We will be doing work with them as well for musical kids that are still young, but they can see what their potential can be working with the older kids. So 14 and up is the age. We're basically going to take over the Sayat Nova Music School of Artsakh for 2 weeks. It's actually, when we say academy, it's like seriously intense master classes. We're going to be together all day. It's a chance that we're going to use every single minute to create, to be together, to collaborate, to build the bridges, to connect. Yeah, and again, we don't have any rules as to who can apply, really. If you're an Armenian youth and you're creative and you have potential and you're musical, come. And if you're not musical, then if you're a creative writer, you can still come. We've also partnered with organizations like Tumo that just opened an office in Artsakh recently. And Tumo is another creative sort of hub where we have our graphic designer will come. Actually, Air Canada's graphic designer happens to be Armenian, and she's coming to work with kids. Yes, to not only just teach them graphic design, but find some ways where we can connect the music and some kind of multimedia thing where it's for kids to just create. And we also happens to be a social worker, and she's going to come and work with kids, in Artsakh that's so needed. I just want to say also, we keep saying Artsakh for your listeners. It's a place with a post-war climate. The war may have ended, but the work sort of has just begun, and we have to really roll up our sleeves, put our heads down, and work together and be there for these people. So Zartonk is the invitation for all the diasporan Armenians, no matter where they are, to join us. They can join us by donating. They can join us by sharing information and talking about this. They can join us by encouraging kids to participate. They can come, actually, under Zartonk umbrella. We want to start like a little, not a tourism thing, but it's under the Zartonk umbrella. Come visit us. Come see our concerts. Come visit the kids. Just come to Artsakh because Stepanakert is safe. That's what we will be. Come enjoy these amazing performances. We're going to have special events and workshops. And honestly, we want to basically have an open invitation for people who are even thought about going to Artsakh. This is a chance for them to come. So that's the whole idea, is just inspiring people to go there. To start the trend.
That's amazing. Artyom, have you worked in Artsakh before? I'm sure as a musician you've played there, but have you worked with the kids in the past, specifically in Artsakh?
I've been a couple of times with the show with Ruben Hakhverdian. We were playing there a lot back before I moved to LA. And just recently I went there with Tigran Suchantoti, my friend, trumpet player, who will also be one of the teachers. We went there to play. So after war, that was the first time I was in Stepanakert, and I was surprised how people are kind of regroup and ready to rebuild and to leave. We just need to be there a lot. That's what I felt. Should be there. We shouldn't say that this is Artsakh and it's some problems there. So let's just stay in Yerevan. We just need to live as a part of Yerevan or as a part of, Gyumri, or how we go to Dilijan and Zakhkadzor the same way, So thank you, Zartonk Academy, to invite me. I'm really looking forward to go there and to work and to, because that's when we say Artsakh is Armenian, everything, and all these big words. I'm very sad that half of the population never even be there, They speak about that, but they don't even know where is it or how the people live there, or there's people who don't like each other, and all this thing that need to be solved as sooner as possible if you want to keep that land and if you want to still call it Armenia, because if we don't care about that piece of thing, there's people who really want it. So I think by the really going and being there, actually in Armenia too right now, it's a period that Armenia was helped for 30 years financially from every banquet hall, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know, in Glendale and all over but money really don't do a lot of things as we see. Now I think more it's time to physically people be in Armenia, you know, that's the biggest help, I think, because right now I see there's not a lot of people like professionals here. That's the biggest problem that I see in Armenia, in every sphere, in every scene, you know, music, I don't know, drivers, building companies and managers, designers, everything have a gap because of people left or didn't study, the education went kind of low, you know. So I really all call all of my friends right now to just come back as much as we come back, and better if somebody have some decent, you know, profession or something, just to introduce himself back to his country and to support and to teach and to, I don't know, learn, give kind of mix up with the people local. So that's why every type of this kind of like academies, master classes, I don't know, workshops, shows, it's only big help right now to Armenia, because we really need people, we really need professional people to come back to country. That's what it is right
Yeah.
now.
And one question that I'm sure all of us know the answer to, but for those who don't know or who might not understand the importance of it, why go to Artsakh and do a Zartonk Academy for kids? I mean, someone might say there's so many other things to invest in, especially in Artsakh, but why the music? I know all of us have the answer, but if you could just, you know, and maybe an emotional answer to this question, or just an answer, why do this for kids?
Well, that's a great question. And listen, I'm not even a musician. I can't carry a tune. But during the war in 2020, seriously, music was my healing place. You know, between all the prayers and all the things that we were doing, you know, sending packages and the help and trying to gather around assistance for Artsakh, honestly, music was a sort of a place where I would go to find solace. You know, we know music is healing. We know music has powers of self-expression. It's a post-war climate. It's a grief-stricken population right now, and they need something uplifting, which music can do. And you know, when we were kind of talking about Zartonk, which actually it means, for people who don't know what Zartonk means, it means awakening. And funnily enough, when we were speaking with the Ministry of Culture in Artsakh, you know, we were asking them what kinds of things do they need, and they were like, we just need something to just like wake people up. We've been in this like dark place. We need something to wake people up. And he said, well, this name was even from before in 2019. Zartonk is an awakening. Would you like us to come and do something like this? And they were all over it. They approved. They changed their schedules. You know, for music school. They're so open. They're so ready for something like this, and it's really going to be sort of an awakening thing. Why Artsakh? I mean, why not? You know, that's the thing. It's all the things that I mentioned, but seriously, why not? Well, you know, so many Armenians from Armenia, you're right, Artyom, have not been to Artsakh before. And they're just realizing now after the war, like, well, I can't believe I never been to Shushi, which we now lost, or I can't believe I've never stepped foot in Artsakh. Well, this is a chance. You know, we still have a lot of it. We can build it, and you can join us. But honestly, music is going to bring it all together, and you know, it's a common language of humans.
Yeah. So
hopefully we'll all come together. And how did I represent music? Look, I'm not even a musician, but look at that.
Oh no, this is great. Artyom, anything you want to add?
As I say, just to add that education right now is very, 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 very important, man. Whatever we educate right now will be our future, because unfortunately, time shows that the past years education was on the low level, and that's bring a lot of issues to our and government and to just like daily life, you know. So whatever is right now will go towards education of young people. It just need to be always like, it need to be done, you know. Schools, academies, again, workshops, master classes, bringing artists, bringing artists and put them to live with the people so he can inspire. It's very, very important. Very. I mean, people here are super talented, and as we always know, that Armenia is not the power of in like factories or weapons or something. We are culture people, so the main thing that we have, it's our culture. And so that's why we need to just keep on pushing educated people and teach them that we have a rich culture that help us to live all these years, and still be here. So that's why the music is the one of actually biggest part of that cultural thing, so I think it's a fantastic idea to teach music in Artsakh, especially now, and bring people as much as we can.
It's been such a pleasure having both of you connect via a podcast. I'm always, inspired by projects like this because I'm very passionate about music education. I work with a lot of youth orchestras, and that's one of the best ways to get kids inspired. And music is not just about teaching them to be a musician or hoping that they're professional musicians. There's just so many other things through collaboration. You use those skills to in any other field you decide to pursue. So this is very important for kids to really collaborate together, to work together. Sometimes know that if you're a first violinist in an orchestra, you don't always get the important parts. There are other things to listen to, and it's always important about listening, and that's one thing I wish I heard a lot more from maybe some of my youth orchestra conductors. But it's not just about the music and notes you see. Sometimes you just have to really listen to what's happening around you. You can't just focus on the music. You have to know if the trumpet is playing a solo. That means even if the music says you play loud, you have to listen to who else is playing. There's just so many other things in music that you learn, and then you apply to you're in the tech industry or any other industry. You could apply some of those skills, and also hopefully some of them will contribute to projects like this and donate and help, and also inspire other future generations to do this. So this is an amazing project. I don't know if you two have any other ideas or anything else you want to share, but I've really enjoyed the conversation. Anna, anything else you want to add before?
I want to just kind of reinforce the fact that this is like an investment in our future generation. It's an investment in creating ambassadors of Armenia. So after Zartonk, yes, we're going to do the 2 weeks, but then we're going to stay in touch with these kids. Like I mentioned, there's going to be a relationship with the masters and the kids. But we're also going to pick really the top talent and encourage them. And the reason we're also raising funds is so we have scholarships for them to continue what they're doing, not just for music school, but to participate in international competitions, to go in international workshops and international master classes, to be the face of Armenia. Because like you said, Arthur, we do have so much talent. It's just somehow they just graduate a music school and it's just kind of stops. And we don't want that to happen. We want it to continue. And Zartonk, we keep saying it's like a seed planting kind of program. We're planting a seed, but we want it for it to grow and turn into a big, beautiful tree with strong foundations. And we want our kids, we want to invest in them, be with them, and really send the message that we're with them if they just work hard and represent Armenia and be ambassadors of Armenia in so many levels and all the creative ways, not just musicians too. It's a message we're sending to the world too, that we can do this. So I really hope your listeners, they don't have to be even Armenian. If they believe in any kind of empowerment of music, I hope they can join us. Again, it's Arakelyan Armenian Foundation. You can just Google Zartonk Academy and read a little bit about it. Our musicians are amazing that are joining us. And you'll hear a little bit more buzz about it in the news, in the Armenian news. But we just hope to see people in Artsakh and join us and keep talking about this.
Thank you. And I'll definitely include a link. Artyom, anything else you want to add before we end?
Just I'll be making a lot of noise when I will be going to Artsakh. But again, the people who know me and follow me, I would love to invite to Artsakh in end of July from 18th till 31st, right?
Yeah.
And we'll make sure that there'll be a lot of interesting events, some jams, and some unexpected things. So welcome.
Thank you. Well, it's been a pleasure. Kids are so fortunate to work with you, Artyom, specifically because I know you've worked with some world-class musicians in LA, outside of LA, toured all over the world, and those experiences, and hopefully other artists will bring those experiences to Armenia and Artsakh, just like you have, because those are experiences that are unmatched. Because the things that you learn in the process, it's not something you could learn in a classroom. So it's these are all amazing things that you're gonna be able to pass on to the kids, and hopefully they're inspired and they do even bigger things than you have done. So so hopefully that's the hope. And Anna,
It's
of
a
course,
goal.
yeah. And Anna, thank you so much for putting this together and organizing it. I hope there are more people like you who are maybe not musicians, but you're inspired by music, you care about it, by arts, and you're passing it on to the next generation through organizing and all that stuff, even though you can't sing apparently. So but thank you so much for joining me. Have a beautiful day, and I hope to see the two of you in Armenia at some point.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And I might actually start singing after Zartonk. You don't know that.
I think you will, and I think you will. I will make sure that too.
And Tigran, please, you have an open invitation. If not this year, hopefully we will repeat this somehow, or this turning into a bigger project. Hopefully next year, you have an open invitation to join
I
us
would love to. I
in
would love to.
however form you'd like. And bring your friends and just come. And thank you so much for giving us this platform to talk about this. It means a lot.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, you two.